Hello everyone, this is David from Automotive Press. What an exciting time right now if you love Japanese cars because the 2022 Tokyo Auto Salon is going on as we speak. In fact, I'm supposed to be live streaming that show from Tokyo this week because I booked my flight and all my travel arrangements but had to cancel last minute due to travel restrictions. But I'm going to do my very best to make you feel like you are in Japan and take you straight into some of the most interesting cars and concepts that are being unveiled today at the Tokyo Auto Salon. It is being held at a place called Makuhari Messe, which is where Tokyo Motor Show used to be held every year. And I have been going to Tokyo Motor Show for 30 years plus, except for the last 2 years, of course, because of all the cancellations. And normally I will be at the Tokyo Auto Salon on the media day, which is today, but that's okay because I'm going to tell you all about the most exciting news that came out today, and there is so much to share. I'm going to first start by talking about Toyota concept cars, which include GR GT3 Concept sports machine, as well as high-performance GRMN Yaris, not to mention some other interesting vehicles from Lexus as well. So let me give you full details on what Toyota introduced, and then I will continue on to talk about other brands such as Nissan and Subaru as well. I'm also going to show you some footage of the actual show because the Tokyo Auto Salon itself is doing a live stream that's still going on right now, and they're walking around the show floor and showcasing many of the different brands, especially the aftermarket and third-party performance companies. And so that's going on today, tomorrow, and the next day because the Auto Salon is a 3-day event. Super exciting because this is the first time in 2 years the Auto Salon is alive in a real physical format. So without further ado, let me take you to the show and let me tell you all the things that have been introduced by Toyota today. I think most of you guys know that I was born and raised in Japan, so I am fluently bilingual in Japanese and English. So I watched a lot of the Japanese press conferences and reports, and they tell a different story than what the North American media has been reporting so far on Tokyo Auto Salon. For example, the GR GT3 Concept race car race machine, which by far is the most exciting debut from Toyota, is not based on any existing or future production platform. In fact, Akio Toda, if you listen to his press conference today, made it very clear that this is a ground-up, a brand new vehicle that is not based on anything and is not shared with any other car companies. So it's not sharing a platform with Subaru or Mazda or any other partners. Instead, it's all new and it's designed to compete in the GT3 race as an all-new Toyota sports machine. At the Toyota Gazoo Racing press conference today, both Akio Toda and Koji Sato, who is the president of Lexus International and also the president of Toyota Gazoo Racing, showed up and spoken for a very lengthy time about the GR GT3 concept. And they said it's time for Toyota to produce something brand new, all new from scratch for the race, and then in the future take elements of this race car into a production to commercialize it, which is the approach they took with the GR Yaris, because in that case they literally built that from scratch, a kind of fully dedicated rally machine, and then they built the commercialization version of it so that we can all enjoy this amazing rally car, which by the way I'm going to talk about a little bit more later on. In this very lengthy Japanese press conference where Koji Sato and Akio Toda were talking about these future cars, they said that maybe they want to commercialize something like the GT3 into the future. Obviously, they were a bit shy about the future details and they didn't promise anything, but what they said is that they want to follow the same footsteps as a GR Yaris and take a car dedicated for racing and then come up with and evolve a commercialized version of it down the road. So perhaps we will see a future high-performance sports machine that could look something like this with the elements and design attributes of this GR GT3 concept, which is an amazing story to hear about in the future, especially if any of the performance characteristic of this GT3 actually goes into production. No further details were announced about the GT3, so we don't know too much about it, but we did get a lot more details on another exciting project, and that is the GRMN Yaris. The GR Yaris itself is already an impressive machine, and all of us are in love with the GR Yaris, so it's amazing to see Toyota take this one step further to introduce a limited edition version of it called the GRMN Yaris. It is limited to only 500 units, and reservations started today using lottery system at the Toyota Gazoo Racing website. They expect GRMN Yaris to be available in summer of 2022, so it's not too far away, and they call the GRMN Yaris a fully tuned version of the GR Yaris that has gone through some rigorous refinement and further changes based on feedback from professional race drivers, and they claim that the program for the GRMN Yaris is designed to evolve as time goes on, so they will be able to tailor build some of the software and the calibration of the car to suit the actual driver and the owner of the vehicle. This is the first time they're going to offer this type of tailored customization, just like it takes place in the motorsports. Using lessons learned from the motorsports competition, Toyota claims that the body rigidity has been enhanced and weight has been changed or reduced by about 20 kilograms, and also the width has been increased by 10 millimeters for better aerodynamic improvements, and the height of the GRMN Yaris has been reduced by 10 millimeters to lower the center of gravity. Toyota Gazoo Racing further explains that this model has mechanical LSD and a closed ratio gear transmission and a low final gear set, which has been changed and improved by allowing it to brake and then to repair. So what they're saying is that they keep improving it through really hardcore testing and real world racing. As if this 500 unit limited model wasn't good enough, they are actually introducing what they call a circuit package with feedback from the Super Taikyu race. This will be a 50 unit limited edition, so even more limited, and it's going to come exclusively with a special matte steel exterior color that you see here. That's totally amazing and absolutely mind-blowing that Toyota is spending this amount of time to create a truly high-performance machine. It's unfortunate that we're not going to be able to get this, obviously, because we're not getting the GR Yaris either. But it's great to know that Toyota is investing time and money and resources to create more exciting cars, because eventually one of these things, like the GR Corolla, is going to show up in our shores so that we can at least enjoy some part of this amazing journey that Toyota is taking toward motorsports. Last but not least is the BZ4X GR Sport concept that Toyota showcased at the Auto Salon. It's essentially a sportier version of the upcoming BZ4X dedicated battery electric car, which is arriving this summer, and they are showcasing what could be a sportier variation of this BZ4X. There's not a lot to tell a story here, because all they've done is to put larger wheels, larger tires, and then actually surprisingly matte black exterior body panels, and then they also made some other minor trim changes. They didn't show the interior of this concept vehicle, and no further changes or no further information was made available, so we suspect that there aren't any other changes. Perhaps maybe the suspension has been tuned differently. But it's really encouraging to see that they are creating the GR Sport version, which by the way is not the same as GR Yaris or GR Corolla that we're getting here, because GR Sport by definition in Japan for Gazoo Racing is like a light sport version. So more like a kind of Audi S-Line version. So it's not a true performance model, but it's sport oriented. Regardless, it's promising to see something like a GR Sport applied to BZ4X electric car, because the more sporty versions they introduce, the happier we are. So very excited about that as well. So that's it in terms of the Toyota news, but of course they also introduced some interesting concept cars under the Lexus brand, and the other manufacturers including Nissan, Honda, and Subaru have all showcased some fascinating concept cars and exhibitions. So let me cover those in my next videos, but for now I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching. A lot more to come on Tokyo Auto Salon and other news coming your way.